Alright boys, we're back with another video, and listen, we have a general's question thread, and we have a lot of answers actually. So someone made a thread asking just general questions about the game, how stuff works, and then the devs responded in excess, might be the right word for it, but they responded in a good amount and explained a lot of good things in the game. So I thought we should go over it, check it out, what was asked, what was said, and maybe you'll learn something, maybe I'll learn something, and we'll leave with something. All right, and hopefully this is a thread that what's it called? There will be more replies to. As you can see, the developer is actually still here. So he might be even answering more, so there might be a part 2 to this video. Stay tuned! But, like always, let's see what's going on. So we're just going to read from the dev side because he kind of posts the question, then the answer. So pretty much he's copying and pasting from there, okay? So first we have the player asking, when you assign a captain to a formation, does the control need to be delegated for all the bonuses from the perks to apply? How does it work? And when the main character has one set of perk and the captain has the other one, does the formation get both bonuses? This is a good question to ask. It is kind of a complex, I'm not going to say complex system. I would say more of an unknown system. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even get it fully. You know, I kind of know the intricacies, but not everything. I don't know everything. I'll be honest with you. So the community manager response says, you do not need to delegate as long as the formations has an assigned captain. When the captain is alive and is not routing, all applicable captain perks are applied to formation troops. Okay. Only the perks of the assigned captain are applied. If the main character is assigned as captain, the main character's perks are applied. If a companion is assigned as captain, its companion perks are applied. If we're talking about a party leader perk, only the party/army leader can provide the bonus. There it is. So pretty much he's saying is captain perks, it has to be said that they have to be used as captain because party and army leader perks are only used for the party and the army leader, if that kind of makes sense, if you are in that position. But whoever is assigned as captain, that is the what's called perks, that perk bonuses that will be used on your troops. Okay. Second, certain bonuses from perks affect troops when they are in shield wall formation. Is square formation considered shield wall for kind of bonuses like the phalanx perk, for example? And they respond, that perk applies only to the shield wall formation. Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. My apologies. Certain bonuses. And then they say that perk applies only to the shield wall formation. Okay. So the phalanx perk is only for the shield wall formation. I don't know exactly what that means because I do not use the shield wall. F1, F3, we're out here. But listen. Yeah, there you go. Number 3, how does bracing work for troops? Do they need to be in a particular formation for it to work? Does it need to be a special command for it to work? I think if they have the ability, then they do it when they think it's the right time for them to do it. I think that's how that works. I know about the length of the pole arm, but that's it. Okay, community manager responds, if troops have weapons with the bracing ability, they will brace at the right time when the enemy cavalry units are charging at them. There's no specific formation or command that they need to be given, but there are some behaviors you should be aware of. Okay, if the unit has a shield in his equipment and he is in formation, if a unit has a shield in his equipment and he is in a formation that requires him to use it, shield wall, he will not prefer bracing. Makes sense. Even if he has the pole arm, he's not going to prefer bracing if he's given the command of a shield wall. Makes sense. If the unit has been given the charge order, he may brace, but it is very unlikely. True, because bracing has to be more defensive. You have to let the cavalry charge towards you so they can get hit by the pike that you are, bracing with or holding on to, so you can obviously pierce your enemy. If the above conditions aren't true for the unit, but he is not in the first/frontmost 2 ranks of his formation, he may brace, but again, it's very unlikely. Okay, so the front guys usually brace. If they're going to brace, the guys in the back don't because usually the cavalry doesn't even reach them. Makes sense? And then if the unit is in the first foremost 2 ranks of his formation, and he recognizes an enemy cavalry unit is coming towards him, and that they will collide soon, he will most likely brace. There you go. So the AI kind of thinks on its own. There it is. Having said all that, we're working on further improvements to the bracing behavior. Good. Let's do that, because cavalry is still ultra strong. 4. How does the weapon priority work for companions? If I give them a long spear, a shield, and a sword, will they be able to brace for the initial charge before changing to a sword and shield? Okay. And the dev responds, there's no specific weapon priority for companions. They choose their weapons in the same way as other units do. In the scenario you describe, if the formation the companion is in is a shield wall formation, he will not be bracing. If that is not the case, he should prefer to brace, take into account all the conditions I mentioned above, all these that we just talked about. But perhaps he is using a crafted weapon with some great stats. He may think that using the shield and sword pair will do more damage to the enemy, so it will depend on that specific situation. Okay, so the AI pretty much thinks on its own. It has its kind of like parameters to work around, and that's what the companion and other troops will do. All right. 5. In one campaign, are all weapons, armor, horses eventually accessible, or is it randomized for each run? I think eventually, if you play for the longest time ever, I think you can pretty much collect every single weapon, armor, and everything else in the game, except the ones that are available in the cheat menu but aren't actually available to drop in game. There are some of those. Some have been taken away, and some have been put in, and stuff of that nature. But when you open the cheat menu, you can see that there's a very long list of armors, weapons, and all the other stuff. So, yeah, for the most part, most of the armors, if you play for a good enough time, it will be accessible every single run. It will be randomized based on time, on what lord comes through and buys stuff with the caravans trade, because it's an ever-evolving world and stuff of that nature. But yeah, it is kind of randomized on what comes in, what gets made, and stuff of that nature. But the commander responds, in theory, all items are made accessible in a single save, but given the large number of items and randomization in their distribution across the world map, it's entirely possible you won't come across a specific item you're searching for at the moment. Yeah, so it's not like you're going to go shopping, like you have a shopping list for the grocery store, and you're like, I'm going to get these 12 items. You go in there and you get those 12 items. You might be like, I'm looking for a good sword, and you might have a good pick, but you might not have exactly the sword you're looking for, right? Or you want like a good armor set, but they're not going to be the same armor set, if that kind of makes sense. Yes, you got to pick and choose what they have on hand. Then 6, is there somewhere I can find an answer to that kind of questions, a database of some sort, up to date or with each updates? That's crazy though that he asked that, because low key, I wish I had more time. I don't know. Listen, I'm a dad now. You know what I'm saying? I have a kid. I have responsibility stuff to do. But like, I was thinking of like making a database. I feel like someone should like I know there's like a wiki page for Bannerlord, but it's not really updated at all. I feel like, I don't know. Hey man, go check out my channel. No, I'm just kidding. But but no, for real. It should probably be made, or someone should like update the wiki, kind of like go hard and update it. Maybe some of you forum users that be know-it-alls, go over there and put some work in. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of this stuff is kind of unknown, but yeah, there are some in-game like I guess tutorials or descriptions. They're not very in depth. They're very bare bones. And sometimes, like, you might not understand exactly what they're talking about because you just don't understand enough of the game to start with for you to understand the explanation of them using, like, words that you might be like, well, what does that mean? And what does that mean? And none of this makes sense type of thing. That does happen. Then he responds, says, well, your questions are quite specific, so unless you find the answers explained in game through some YouTube video or digging through the game code, then this forum is the right place to clear them up. There it is, pretty much how it goes. But yeah, you have to kind of like, when it comes to learning this game, you have to kind of put the work in a little bit. Put the work in pretty much as in like actually play the game, actually try to take over the whole map of, saying like in one playthrough. see how all the mechanics work, see what works, what doesn't work. You know what I mean? Do like 100 different saves. You know, take risky fights, but do all this, and then you can go on to like Reddit, or you can go on to like the forums and see what other players are doing. Ask questions like this person is, and you'll usually get an answer. You know, there's obviously a lot of YouTube tutorials. I do a lot of YouTube tutorials, but there's a lot more other bigger, smaller creators that do a great job as well. So it's one of those games. You know, you gotta kind of look around, shop around, and kind of be, you know, it's not just one of those games where it's like, oh, we sit you down, do this, do that, and that's how you win. You know, it's more like you make your own story. You know, you do what you want. There's no real goal except for like the main story, but who really cares about the main story? Next, we have a person saying, shielded infantry don't brace even in line formation since 1.9. Okay, and then the community manager says, we're aware, yes, as Oathsworns have a shield, they always prefer to use their spears one-handed with the shield, which prevents them from spear bracing. We're exploring AI behaviors to get around that. Okay, so they are aware of that some of the AI is not spear bracing when they should be. Next, we have more questions. All right. So this is another person. They started off and they have a lot of questions. Let's go. First question is, for example, do they provide bonuses to the player and companions? What are we talking about here? So the person's saying, could you please answer these questions on banners? Okay, so we're going to get a lot of information about banners. So for example, do banners provide bonuses to the player and companions? The community manager responds, banner bonuses apply to all troops within a formation which has the banner assigned. This includes companions and the player hero. Okay? Within a formation. Okay. Then, does their bonus get disabled when the carry is taken out and then re-enabled when another unit picks it up? Yes. If the agent carrying the bonus is killed in action or routes, in this case it drops the banner, then the bonus is lost. If a troop takes the banner from the ground, then the bonus is regained. Okay, there you go. That's a good question to ask. So if no one is carrying it, then there will be no bonus. Someone has to pick it up, even if the main guy who had it first dies or drops it. Then, are banners bonuses additive or multiplicative? I'm sorry, I can't believe I can't said that word. With perk and captain bonuses. Okay, so kind of they bounce off of each other. Bonuses are additive. Okay, that means so you just add on to them. You don't actually multiply them. You don't like, they don't double or triple. You just you add them together. For instance, if you have a banner bonus that provides 10% to damage dealt, there is a captain perk that provides an additional 20% to damage, then the total will be 30%. Okay, makes sense. So again, you just add it. If there's a 10% bonus and there's a 20% bonus, well, guess what? Now you have 30% bonus. Not whatever, like, you know, the multiplication of that would be. Now, does militia benefit from banner bonuses in siege defenses? Also allied villagers in village battles? Another good question. Banner bonuses are applied to troops in a formation when the subject formation has the banner assigned to it. This is automatically assigned if the assigned captain of the formation has a banner in its banner slot in inventory. Town militia joins the battle as a separate team that is allied to the defender. They don't have any heroes assigned to their formation, so no, they do not get the banner bonuses. Interesting. Now, I beg the question. I beg the question. Now, hear me out. What if we were to have an option of, like, whenever there is a siege defense or whenever there are a village battle, what if there was an option to, like, give the village or give the castle or town temporarily one of your companions to lead them, and then he has a banner slot, if that kind of makes sense. And you give them the companion, plus you give them a little bit of gold or something like that, you know what I mean? And this is like a bonus because now they get the bonus of the banner as well, which makes it which makes your defense a lot better or your village battle a lot better. Pretty much you pay plus you lose a companion to gain a bonus of damage or whatever the bonus is for that specific battle or siege. You know, it's like a trade-off. I think that would be cool. I think that would be a cool addition. I'm just saying. Then we have right over here. What happens to the banner bonus when you merge and split formations? Also, what happens to the captain bonus when you split/merge? Okay, this is a big answer. Only the captain of a formation can assign. So the answer is to that question is only the captain of a formation can assign its banner as a formation's banner. So if you merge formations, then you're canceling one banner effect. Only the merged formation's captain banner will be in effect. If you split formations, then you can assign a new captain to the new formation and they can receive the banner bonus. Okay, so they don't actually share it. There's always only one banner bonus per formation is what it's looking like. And then obviously you can have the captain bonus as well on top of that. Okay, but you can't have like 2 formation bonuses at the same time if they merge. So it's better to split formations if you have multiple heroes with different banners and different perks. For instance, if you have a cavalry formation, they would perform much better under the command of a captain who has cavalry boosting perks and is carrying a cavalry related banner. Unlike banner bonuses, captain perk bonuses do not apply to the captain, but they do apply to all troops, including the companions within a formation. This is a trade-off between picking a personal perk or a captain perk when you unlock a new perk tier. Interesting, I didn't think about it that way. If you pick a personal perk, it only applies to your character. If you pick a captain perk, it applies to your troops under your command. Okay, so what do you want to do there? That's a good trade-off. I didn't think about it that way. If you pick a party perk, it applies to all of your troops. Again, not you within your party, given that you are the leader of the party when joining the battle. Similarly, if it's an army leader perk, you need to be the commander of an army to apply it to all troops. Party leader perks should still apply to parties within the army, but to provide army-wide bonuses, you need to be the army leader. Interesting. So there is all the levels of different types of group perk systems there really is. There's the army leader perks, there's the party perks, there is the captain perks, and there is also the banner perks. That is, if you add all those up, you can sometimes get very high bonuses, like maybe plus 40, plus 50 sometime, maybe something along those lines. I'm going to go inside the game and see if I can find any crazy combos. But, yeah, very good explanation. This will kind of do it for right now. This person asked a lot of questions, right? And hopefully they answer all of these questions. If they do, we got a part 2, baby. But no, this was very insightful, very good. Please keep doing this. The developers, please keep doing this. This is very good information. And out of this, a lot can be learned. And I think it is sensational. All right, that's going to do it for me. This is going to be like a part 1. Hopefully we get more to this. Hopefully they answer more. And then I have more to show you guys. But yeah, this is going to be part 1. General questions. A lot of stuff has been answered. And I'll see you in the next one.